Hi, we are from Group 4. We are going to talk about this company called Theranos. Next, Theranos was a Silicon Valley based health tech startup founded in two, 2003 by Elizabeth Home, who promised to revolutionize medical testing. The company developed a device called Edison, which claimed to perform hundreds of blood tests using a few drops of blood instead of traditional vial. At its peak, it was valued around 9 billion, attracting major investors and retail giants. Next, please. There was a huge leadership failure, primarily centered by Elizabeth, played a significant role in this company's downfall. Ham and also Ramesh, the COO, cultivated a toxic and work environment and discouraged transparency and whistleblowing. And despite lacking medical and scientific expertise, and they overpromised the capabilities of the technology and misled investors, partners, and even employees. This has led to a lack of accountability and unwilling to confront the company's shortcomings and led to its collapse. Next, the product market fit failure. Okay, this company failed to achieve the market product fit because its core product, the Edison machine, never actually worked as promised. The technology was unreliable and produced inaccurate testing results, which could have jeopardized patients' health. Despite positioning itself as a disruptor in the healthcare industry, Theranos was unable to meet the rigorous scientific and regulatory standard necessary for medical device. Moreover, this company has led to a retail partnership with Walgreens before proving the technology, which has compounded the failure. Next.
So by looking at the Theranos business model, we can find that uh, the company is promised to offer a cheap and quick blood test using a few drops of blood, and they are aimed to change the healthcare industry by making tests more easier and cheaper. To do this, they partner with some big companies like Walgreens and Safeway to use their own Edison technology, and their customer includes health conscious people and those with chronic diseases, and also the healthcare provider. And they plan to reach them through a retail wellness center and also the online platforms. However, the business model was deeply flawed because the Edison technology was fundamentally unworkable and leading to the issue with regulation and failed market validation, and also resulted in a lack of trust and credibility from the customer. And additionally, the company over relied on its partner, Walgreens, which further damaged their ability to maintain effective distribution channels. And the company also faced unrealistic cost and revenue structure due to its really high R&D and operation cost, while the revenue model also lacked a clear monetization strategy. So because their whole business model is based on the unviable technology and ultimately lead to the breakdown of their customer acquisition and retention of effort.
Renault's financial downfall is a classic example of how misleading financial projections and fraudulent practices can lead to a company's collapse. Reynolds had massive discrepancies between its publicized financial projections and the reality of its business operations. In 2014, despite projecting $140 million in revenue, the company only made $100,000 in actual revenue. By 2015, the company forecasted revenues of nearly $1 billion, but it was far from achieving these targets due to the failure of its core technology and the limited number of tests its machines could perform. Serrano raised over $700 million from high-profile investors. As Serrano's financial situation became more dire in 2017, the company secured a $100 million loan from Fortress Investment Group. However, this loan came with strict terms, including using all the company's assets as collateral, signaling that Serrano's was on the brink of bankruptcy. In 2018, Serrano's officially shut down. Serrano's was at its peak, was based purely on speculative value, driven by promises of future revenue and technological innovation that never materialized. This case serves as a critical lesson on the importance of transparency, proper finance audits, and the risks of overhyping unproven technology in the startup world.
Let's examine the legal and ethical failures of Theranos, once touted as a revolutionary healthcare company. Starting with legal and compliance issues, Theranos committed a series of misleading fraud about its blood testing technology. Elizabeth and Ramesh raised hundreds of millions of dollars based on false claims about what the technology can do. Then there's consumer fraud. They deceived patients and doctors about the accuracy of these tests. This resulted in misdiagnosis and unnecessary treatments, violating consumer protection laws. Theranos also faced major regulatory violations. The FDA found that the company marketed its devices without approval, and CMS discovered non-compliance with lab standards, leading to the shutdown of its main lab and Holmes being banned from operating labs for 2 years. Beyond that, the company's lab safety was compromised by poor practices and manipulation of test results, putting patients at serious risk. Furthermore, when employees like Taylor Schultz and Erica Chung blew the whistle on these issues, the company retaliated against them and tried to silence them. On the ethical side, deception and dishonesty were at the core of Theranos operations. They misled investors, patients, and doctors alike about their technology capabilities. This wasn't just a failure of the technology, it was a failure of integrity. They exploited vulnerabilities, taking advantage of investor trust and putting patient healthcare on the line. This caused widespread harm to public trust. Theranos suffered from corporate governance failures as well. The board failed to provide oversight, allowing unethical behavior to persist. Lack of transparency was another issue, operating in secrecy, suppressing internal concerns and ethical challenges. Finally, there was a severe lack of moral responsibility for patient well-being. By continuing to use faulty tests, they did not prioritize patient safety, and their efforts to silence critics and stifle whistleblowers ultimately endangered public health. The Theranos story is a cautionary tale about the consequences of putting profit and reputation ahead of legal and ethical standards.
Is my part. I will analyze economic and industry trade. For economic factors, there is 3 factors. The one is healthcare cost and public-private funding and out-of-the-pocket healthcare spending. This is also the main economic will have a very positive impact on the economic industry trade. And then is the industry trade. The customers' healthcare is the only trade toward customer-centered healthcare, and they also shifted to prevention healthcare. And for digital health and technology integration, they also want to find new health and technology solutions, and they also have some challenges. The one is a health expectation, and the second is the regulatory pressures. They will have very huge impact on this trade and industry. And I think why this company will fail, there is 4 reasons. The first one is their fraud technology. The core technology couldn't do accuracy, their reliable, their performance test as their advantages is really terrible. And another one is missing in the market and fraud. The company they make over extremely to some their claims to tell the consumer they can do a lot of things, but the truth is that they cannot do anything, and also the lack of the transparency and poor governance. The companies operate with extremely secret and also have some bold and lackluster. And the last reason is that they lack of the regulatory and the legal issues. So this is our team think this is why this company will fail, and that's all. Thanks.